Coming up on today's Airborne, Garmin's Team X introduces the 7-inch G3X touch display for experimental aircraft. An appeals court says FAA may not prevent Texas Equusearch from using drones. And the family of Eddie Andreini files $20 million in claims in Travis Air Force Base Air Show fatal accident. Welcome to Airborne on Aero-TV. I'm Ashley Hale. Garmin's Team X is dedicated to experimental aircraft avionics, and they've just announced a new 7-inch G3X touch display option for experimental amateur-built and light sport aircraft. The 7-inch G3X touch display features an infrared touchscreen, and the size is perfect if height and width constraints are in play. Additionally, owners wanting multiple displays have the option of installing up to 3 displays, using any combination of 10.6-inch or 7-inch G3X touch displays. When paired with a 10.6-inch display, the 7-inch G3X touch system can serve as a dedicated display for a variety of features, including traffic awareness, full-screen moving map, geo-reference charts, engine information, and even serve as a backup primary flight display. The 7-inch G3X Touch offers the benefits of Kinect's cockpit connectivity, which offers wirelessly transferring flight plans via Bluetooth to the G3X Touch system. A G3X Touch system with a GDL39R shares GPS, attitude, traffic, and weather data with a mobile device for display using Garmin Pilot. Earlier this year, ANN published a story about Texas Equusearch, a nonprofit organization that helps local authorities search for missing persons. Texas Equusearch had been using a drone to enhance their search ability in remote areas and rough terrain. That is until the FAA notified them by email to stop using the drone under the threat of fines levied by the FAA. Texas Equusearch filed suit against the FAA's action, and in an appeals court finding, the judge wrote in part, quote, "The email at issue is not a formal cease and desist letter representing the agency's final conclusion that an entity has violated the law. The FAA employee did not represent the consummation of the agency's decision-making process, nor did it give rise to any legal consequences," end quote. It appears that the judge's ruling was based on the fact that the email threatened a fine for violating a regulation that doesn't actually exist. If this outcome wasn't obvious before this ruling, it should be now. It remains to be seen what sort of effect this appeals court ruling will have on the operation of commercial and non-commercial UAVs. You're watching Airborne. We'll be right back after these messages.
Redbird Flight Simulations is dedicated to revolutionizing flight training by designing, manufacturing, and delivering affordable and innovative flight training technologies. Each Redbird device is designed to enhance the training experience for pilots of all levels, from student to ATP. Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
Welcome back. If you'd like to be a supporter of Airborne, Aero-TV, our website, or our podcast, drop an email to jim@aero-news.net. In May of this year, we reported the tragic death of Eddie Andreini at an air show being held at Travis Air Force Base. We followed that initial report with word that the coroner's finding was that Andreini succumbed to the post-crash fire, not the impact itself. Now the family of the 77-year-old airshow pilot has filed 3 wrongful death claims in connection with the performer's fatal injury during the airshow. The claims name the federal government as the defendant and claim that emergency crews did not respond quickly enough after Andreini's Boeing E-75 Stearman went down during the show and caught fire. According to reports, documents presented to the 60th Air Mobility Wing at Travis Air Force Base stated, quote, "Mr. Andreini died as a result of the rescue and firefighting services' failure to extinguish the fire and rescue Mr. Andreini from the aircraft in a timely or reasonable manner," end quote. The claims are a precursor to any lawsuit that may be filed. With some 2,000 Aero-TV programs webcast to cyberspace, it can be fun to look back and enjoy some of the places we've seen, the pilots we've met, and the planes we've flown. Here's a look at one of our favorite Aero-TV classic episodes.
After Ross ran his tour of duty with the Snowbird, he moved on to fighter at Cold Lake, Alberta. He underwent basic and advanced fighter pilot training in the CM.
Look up in the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane, or is it a yak? This video features Bud and Ross Granley flying their Acro-Dizzy-Yaks routine. Search Acro-Dizzy-Yaks on Aero-TV's news channel. It may come as a surprise that there's actually an overabundance of big investors literally tripping over one another to provide growth capital to general aviation companies or to buy them. However, they all seem to be requiring that they have a good $20 million in annual revenues and $5 million in profits. Industry analyst Brian Foley said, quote, "For the majority of real-world general aviation entities, trying to raise equity capital has been 7 years of bad luck, especially for those without an established track record," end quote. The fundraising strategy that seems to have worked best through this period for small or young aviation companies is the tried and true method of seeking funds from family, friends, angel investors, and individual aviation enthusiasts. Foley continued, quote, "For years now, the financial community has steered away from all but the strongest, most well-established general aviation companies, but it's believed that we're finally at the point that investors will begin returning," end quote. You're watching Airborne. We'll be right back with more news.
ADS-B will be mandatory for most aircraft by 2020 in the United States, but you can benefit from ADS-B today with the Bendix King KT-74 Mode S transponder. The KT-74 meets the global mandates for ADS-B out when attached to a suitable WAAS GPS. Finally, the extraordinary story of the world-changing X-Prize space competition is being told and illustrated with hundreds of insider photos in Jim Campbell's colorful new book, Beyond the Blue. Journey with Jim as he flies formation with spaceships, plays in zero gravity, prepares rocket racers, and documents the amazing first decade of the personal space race. Available this summer. Get your advance order in now by checking out www.kindredspirit.com.
Welcome back. The Navy EC-9 Skytrain is being retired after 41 years as a workhorse aircraft. The C-9 variant of the Douglas DC-9 first entered service with the Navy in 1966. Because it was originally assigned a medical transport mission, it was first called the Nightingale. Later variations of the airplane produced by the combined company of McDonnell Douglas were named the Skytrain, in honor of the venerable C-47 version of the Douglas D-3. In 2001, C-48 aircraft began replacing the C-9 fleet. The C-48 is a variation of the Boeing 737-700 series of aircraft. The improved avionics, longer range, and greater payload capacity greatly improved the Navy's ability to meet fleet mission requirements. The U.S. Navy retired the last C-9B Skytrain II on June 28 to Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona. Jeppesen is now offering operators an enhanced version of its industry-leading FlightDeck Pro electronic flight bag solution for iPad. The new Jeppesen FlightDeck Pro version features new departure and arrival runway depiction renderings on the en route map to increase pilot situational awareness. A new flight info drawer feature redesigns the previous route drawer to create, load, view, and save the active flight data from either the terminal charts view or the en route view. Pilots are also now able to create user-defined waypoints and comments to identify important points along the en route map. There are numerous other features, too many to detail here, that help to streamline the use of navigational information for airlines, fractional business jet operations, and military fleet programs. Our ANN crew now has our own permanent headquarters at EAA AirVenture. Here's news editor Tom Patton to give you clearance to our location. Are you ready to copy?
Ashley, just north of the control tower across Wakaw Avenue is where you'll find ANN's Oshkosh headquarters. We're located just a few steps from the media center, putting us in the middle of the action. And over the next couple of years, you're likely to see some additions to the building. We're excited to be bringing one of our biggest crews ever to the show. You can look for daily installments of Airborne as well as a lot of content posted each day on Aero-News.net. From breaking news to offbeat features, we'll have it all covered. Now, there are several ways for you to reach us at the show other than just by stopping by the office. If you've got a hot lead on a breaking story, the number to call is 863-299-8680. That's the main number for Aero-News, and it will be available while we're on location at Oshkosh. Or you can send a news release with images to editor@aero-news.net or newsroom@aero-news.net. We're looking forward to renewing old acquaintances and meeting many new friends at AirVenture this year, so stop by and say hello and see our new digs. For Airborne, I'm Tom Patton, and I hope to see you at Oshkosh.
Well, that's our program. Remember to get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember, Airborne is streamed 3 times a week and is always online. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for a new episode. And by the way, there are now only 4 more days to Oshkosh. And as always, ANN will be there to bring you the most comprehensive coverage in the business. I'm Ashley Hale. Thanks for watching.